Got another shirt.
4 inch.
Willie Joe.
I'll drop my hand.
Showtime, kid.
We used to use wooden sticks for guns when we were kids. And here we are, I'm still a kid when we're doing the movie, except now I got this thing that's like handcrafted Czechoslovakian machine gun. And when I point it at someone and pull the trigger, it makes holes in them and the blood comes flying out. So fuck yeah, man, that was fun.
The attack on the Palapa was one of the most fun scenes I've ever been involved in because there were so many guys. There was so much gunfire. The explosion of the helicopter, all that stuff. I mean, it was amazing of how many rounds of ammunition went off in that thing. And I don't remember one person getting hurt.
You see Craig over there, who's the second unit director? When he started this project, he was black-haired 2 weeks ago.
Just mapped out every single detail, every explosion, an incredible amount of action.
Okay, here we go. Now, by the number. If the gentlemen that are doing the pre-light can get in their position so we can see how long it's going to take, it'd be terrific. I'd like you to run to every mark you have for the pre-light, all right?
Basically, for me, I shot list everything. And what I'll do, I'll write a brief synopsis of an action sequence, and I'll construct a shot list. And in doing so, I'll itemize every aspect of the stunt.
Okay, another rehearsal from the top without the sweep. It'll be from the action cue, all right? Okay, and action. Move!
Obviously, you can see we do the stunts, but what you see on film is the optimum in that illusion. It's like a magic trick. And if we can do that, we've accomplished what we set out to do. When you see this film, it's going to have a scope a lot of battle sequences haven't had. I've tried to put the audience into the midst of the battle instead of let them view it from an outside viewpoint. But I've taken Arnold, Carl, all the principals here, and I've tied them into the major explosions. So the audience, I think, really overall are going to feel like they're part of this film.
Okay, step out on the platform. He said no.
Billy, stand up and get ready. That looks good, Billy. Roll cameras, and I will give action, all right? Are you okay, Billy? Okay, now stand by, gentlemen. Stand by. And action!
I'll tell you what, we've probably got some of the best stuntmen in town here, and they're from all different groups, independents. We've got some of Hollywood's finest here. Really a good bunch.
Wonderful. I wouldn't change a thing. Don't change nothing.
Cierren mejor la palapa, por favor. Detrás de la grúa que quiera irse para allá.
In.
Okay, Jimmy, are you ready?
1 second.
The mortar on the ground over there, there's a mortar up in the road. All right?
And we've taken it to the max here as far as safety is concerned, but the bottom line is we've created the illusion that the audience is going to feel like these actors were indeed part of this battle sequence, as well as themselves.
Arnold is a star in every sense of the word.
This is my kind of a day.
A star is not only to sell tickets, he's got to take command of the set and be a leader.
We move. 5-meter spread. No sound.
Well, working with Arnold Schwarzenegger is a pleasure. Consummate professional, totally prepared. All he asks for you is to be prepared as much as he does. Yes? All he asks you for you is to work as hard as he's working.
That's good.
Okay.
Good. Now, see, that looks like you're diving.
Yeah.
You know where you're going.
Right, okay.
And that's fair.
People look at him as a natural leader. It helps enormously the movie company if somebody like Arnold walks out there and deals with the water, deals with the mud, deals with the rain, and all the mosquitoes, the heat, the whatever, and takes it on like, hey, what are we going to do today? And that attitude spreads. Bang something!
Son of a bitch, I grabbed the buzz exactly the bush. It has all the
one you banged into had to be one of those?
He always has a word for somebody. He always stops and pays attention and finds out what's going on around him with the people, even the
you know, the peons and the lesser actors.
Arnold is my favorite actor in the whole world. It is true. It is true. It is true. Das is correct.
There are people who go right through a script and just make sure that every decent moment, every good line gets plucked out, and no matter who's got it, it winds up, you know, his agents call up and say, that line, can that get moved? Arnold has never been like that. Arnold sponsors other people. Arnold tries to make the people around him look good and feel good. He's great that way.
I enjoy it because it's really a family.
And I'm working with a great team of guys, and we're having a good time down there.
It's time to let old Painless up a bit.
Payback time.
Jesse had the Gatling gun.
It's a mammoth weapon.
And when old Painless came out of the sock, it tore things up.
I'm the first person in film history to shoot this weapon handheld. Not even Rambo can say that.
That one piece of equipment, in my mind, was just the most ridiculous, amazing, phenomenal kind of moment in movies. And all the rest of us standing there with our measly little automatic weapons, opening them up on the jungle. And Bill Duke wound up with old Painless and mowed down half of Mexico.
All those things that explode are all wired. And so we would fire, and they'd strip down, and you know, you see it go. But there were rows and rows and rows of that stuff. If it was a second or third take, we'd go home, we'd go back, and we'd either shoot something else or go back to our motorhomes or whatever. And they would, you know, take hours and hours and hours to re-squib it. We'd come out, shoot it. It's incredible, right?
Firing mechanisms right back here. Shoots off of there. And see, all these barrels will spin towards my left.
It was pretty impressive when you stood right there and when you stood next to this piece of equipment and it was going off.
Yeah, the gun was so awesome that even the stunt guys who have seen everything there is to see were like,
I remember meeting Kevin Peter Hall for the first time when he came to the studio for his castings, for his body cast, for his head cast, to prepare for the process of creating the Predator. And here is this wonderfully soft-hearted, intelligent, poetic giant of a man.
Hi, Mom. What are you doing
Mom
here?
out there?
Yeah, that's my mom.
That's your mom?
What are you doing here in the middle of Mexico?
It's amazing.
Get home.
Go home.
Where's Dad?
Kevin Peter Hall was our Predator.
Arnold, I'm looking for you, babe.
And he was in Predator too.
Don't mind the master in the background.
He was just a really sweetheart of a guy, you know, big and tall and, you know, and soft and sweet inside.
I need another finger. Oh. Thank you.
Kevin Peter Hall was a great kid. He got a lot of work playing monsters because he was 7 feet 6 inches tall.
When you look at Kevin Peter Hall in that wardrobe makeup and with that size, and you see him against Arnold, you believe, ooh, Arnie's in trouble. He made it work. Kevin Peter Hall really made the thing work.
That's your lollipop gift. Okay. You can't breathe for 5 hours.
Wait, I gotta take a deep breath.
Oh, quit playing.
Okay, that's the kind of language this trap.
Kevin was an extremely professional actor when it came to the suit and his longevity in it. He complained very little. He probably stayed in the suit. It's hard for me to recollect exactly the time, but I don't remember ever having to lose shots because he couldn't be in the suit any longer.
I am Predator, master of the universe.
What is you? He would stay in for hours. Fortunately, it was designed in such a way that the head could come on and off very quickly. So he would be in the suit, but we would in fact take the head off between shots and allow as much, air and breathing as possible. He was amazingly professional.
Every part you take on proposes certain kinds of challenges, and being in the suit makes other kind of challenges because you wonder how much of your performance is actually going to come through. Most people think that when you prepare for a role for this, it's mostly just physical. It's mostly just jogging and push-ups and movement, and all of that's very important. Endurance is very important to be inside a suit. It's very hot, and it's really rough work. But there was also a lot of thought into what kind of movement, what kind of planet he came from. You work on the inner things that are going on in the character, just like as you would in any character, in the suit or out of the suit.
He was a ballet dancer, and a martial arts expert. He was probably one of the kindest human beings I've ever met. A gentle giant, he was like a very sweet, kind-hearted human being, and had many good conversations with him, would meet him on auditions and see him on the streets. Hey man, how you doing? I remember Predators, that was my favorite role, and just a really great guy, I really am sorry that he passed.
I have, just in general, the fondest memories of Kevin. I can't remember working with an actor under duress or more difficult circumstances than Kevin had to deal with in The Predator and the jungles of Palenque, and wearing this incredibly tough suit and create a performance in it. And never remembering a complaint, always a smile, and just a really wonderfully positive experience, and something that more people should have had a chance to have.
Stan creates the outside, and then I'm like the spark, like the life that's inside. Without that, you just have a suit.
In the story, all the gentlemen have camouflage makeup when they hit the jungle. So they have to have the camouflage look, which has to match every day. The wounds that, occur to each individual during the show, the sweat, all the different variables that make them appear to be in the jungle.
We had a whole bunch of military books in regards to different makeups.
The problem was that if you get too much camouflage on them, you lose the individual. With the different makeups, it helps distinguish the characters as you're watching them. And you also get to know them. You see Bill Duke, who's very dark-skinned anyway, doesn't wear any camouflage makeup. Hiking up and down the hills, trying to find a place to put my makeup case on so I can open the lid and get into it and start working. They're waiting over here, they've got everything's ready, they're waiting for me, and I'm doing things, and I can't find a place to just open my case because it sits downhill and I open and everything falls out. The heat itself, does things to the skin. If they swallow their makeup, the skin, absorbs it as they sweat and everything, and the skin breathes. It's a whole lot different than doing it on the back lot at Universal. There is no comparison.
Somebody's rolling here. I was wondering if you ever roll before lunch. Now you're rolling. Hi.
Originally, they wanted me to build these mud appliances, these things to glue onto a skin that looked like mud, and I said, guys, out here in the jungle with this heat and perspiration, the man will come out 110 pounds at the end of the show. He'll just die inside anything that's that constrictive. What we've done is we've taken clay. It's in a powder form, comes in sacks of about 100 pounds a sack. Mix it with water, and then an ingredient called methacil, which is an inert compound, which gives it some thickness and also kind of solidifies. We'll take it, put it in these 30-gallon drums that we've built, or they're actually like water tanks about so high. They have a 3/4-inch nozzle outlet on it that we will shoot the stuff out of a hose, like a garden hose, with a fantail end on the end of it, and just put them up against the wall, just like we're stuccoing the side of a house. Say, turn around, Arnold, and hopefully all will go well.
You're not dirty enough. Bro.
It was my feeling that that would be the simplest way to keep continuity and make it simple on Arnold so that in between takes or during lunchtime, he can get the stuff off with a hose, with water. It'll just wash right off.
We're doing another shot like this.
I know.
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, yeah.
Right now.
Right.
Otherwise, you really can't get cleaned up.
No, I will get cleaned up anyway.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's lunch like this right now.
We work real close with special effects. The special effects men on a show like this where you have people who are getting, the sides of their head blown off or arms cut off, things like that.
The most fun I've had is seeing the picture of myself dead, hanging from the tree. So I'm going to take the body itself disemboweled, and as I said, after the movie I could have it. I'm going to put bean dip in the middle of it and serve things out of it. That's what I'm getting out of the movie anyway, so.
What it boils down to is there's a very definite line now. If it goes on the skin of a human being, makeup, special effects. If it goes on a dummy or a body or anything other than that, special effects. And that's the line. But a lot of times we give on both sides because we need the help of the other, the other team. There's no push-pull, no struggle. It's just work. Get it done, get the best effect.
It's always been important to me somehow to try to give a sense of a place, create a sense of a place and create a sense that this fight happens in a specific place. Because it was in an isolated environment, it had wonderful theatrical possibilities. You could make it all spooky. You could create whatever world you needed, which ultimately we did.
We're obviously trying to create a mystery and a threat, because it's a film. I suppose it's a horror film. And this one, the design has just got to be taken out of the jungle.
First off, access to the really good jungle is a problem, because that's the reason it's really good jungle is because nobody's been in there. And so we have to, for the most part, create a jungle look in more accessible places.
You lose it here, you're in a world of hurt.
For the most part, we started by watering. We got water trucks and fire hoses. We started about 3 or 4 weeks before we started filming them, and just watering to get the dust and the dirt off the leaves, and then also to just try and get the jungle to start greening up.
We're in a place that has a wet and dry season, and it's nice to be here in the dry season. And it'd be great to be here in the wet season to shoot the movie. I don't think we'd all survive, but that's another issue. So we're trying to make the jungle revert. The bits of the jungle that survive the dry season best are all in valleys, and that's where we've been working. And I mean, every day is a steep climb up or down.
We've tried it in some places to make it very kind of claustrophobic, in other places to widen it out a little bit, to give kind of a sense of either peril.
It had some giant trees in it, and we just added some more, and to make it like the land of the giants, to make it all primordial.
Hold it, Dutch. I'm going after Mac.
That's not your style, Dylan.
Guess I picked up some bad habits from you. Now get your people the hell out of here.
You can't win this, Dylan.
Maybe I can get even.
The character needs to be defined. They need to sense a person, have some idea of what or who that person or character is.
Dylan.
We've tried to give everyone a unique kind of weapon.
Well, I was kind of a knife guy, I had this big sheathed knives, and when I stabbed that pig, which I thought was the predator it was a boar instead of a predator.
You killed a pig. What the? Do you think you could have found something bigger?
The other characters all had their bit. Jesse had the Gatling gun. Richard Chavez.
I do have this one weapon which is called a six-shooter, which is an abbreviation of the old M79 grenade launcher, which the M79 was
Well, actually, he was sort of in my boat. But we had the standard issue weapons. We had the HK MP5 machine guns and a standard Gold Eagle Desert Sidearm.
For the most part, everyone, we stand them all up and try and together and try and work a different prop and a different makeup and costume effect on each of them.
I wasn't planning to shave at that moment. It just came out of a moment of inspiration, I guess you could call it. So John said, that's great, I like that razor thing. But let's have the razor break and then let's have some blood come out,
Now today that was props that was working with Tommy Tomlinson, our prop master, because the razor blade is a prop. The blood that goes on the face is mine. So together, we worked out something that made the director happy.
He takes a small drill and drills a hole in the handle of that Bic razor up to the blade. Takes a long tube and inserts it in the handle. So I'm shaving like this. He goes, psh, and the blood comes out of the head of the razor. I just thought it was brilliant. I mean, I just thought, for spur of the moment, and to create that, that's the guy I want to work with.
They wanted something distinctive for me, and they couldn't find it. They said, well, let's make him stand out. Let's give him glasses and a beret. So they gave me this red beret and these wire-rimmed glasses. First off, in the jungle, you don't wear a beret, especially a red one. And the glasses, no one, you don't wear wire-rimmed frame glasses. You're a fucking SEAL soldier in the jungle. If anything, you wear goggles, but you don't wear, but you know what? It made it distinctive. So I got rid of the beret, which I felt looked ridiculous. And afterwards, Sonny said to me, and it was an important lesson, he says, you know, you probably shouldn't have done that. Because, yeah, it's not accurate, but it made you distinct. You took away another element that made you distinct in the movie. But, so then, of course, they added these raunchy jokes.
Benny! The other day, I went up to my girlfriend. I said, you know, I'd like a little pussy. She said, me too. Mine's as big as a house.
Joel Silver is a very canny guy, very sort of, he'll take advantage of an opportunity if he sees it, and my character didn't have really a shtick to do. All of the other guys, each one had something.
Stick around. Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
If they're Central American, I'm a goddamn Chinaman.
I wouldn't wish that on a broke dick dog.
I had nothing, except I told these 2 jokes that made Joel Silver laugh. And one day he just, tell those jokes.
The other day, I was going down to my girlfriend. I said to her, "Jeez, you got a big pussy. Jeez, you got a big pussy." She said, "Why did you say that twice?" I said I didn't.
I think the Thomas brothers who wrote the script, I really think they hate those jokes. I don't think they like them at all. And consider them probably to be sort of a degrading factor in the overall quality of the film. But, yes, the jokes were improvised. There's no question about it. And it was mostly just me sitting with Joel Silver over some tequila, telling jokes.